Hi friends, this is Tina Frazier coming to you from Columbus, Ohio. Today is Wednesday, September 3rd at late at night. Well, it's not super late, but it is kind of late for me. And I'm coming to you today with a special kind of taste test. So on Monday, I received my first Javvy protein coffee order from Javvy.com. And I'm coming to you tonight with a little bit of a taste test. So I have 3 protein coffees to try for you. They are the Javvy French Vanilla Protein Coffee. Put these aside. The Javvy Cinnamon Roll Iced Cinnamon Roll Protein Coffee. And then the Javvy Pumpkin Pie Protein Coffee. So I'm really looking forward to sharing these with you tonight. And if you give me just a minute, I have to readjust kind of my camera angle because I'm going to start with one. And I will give you a little bit more of a talk about each one after I kind of readjust the camera and my setting here. So be right back. So I'm back again, just to let you know, with my Javvy order. So the whole reason why I ordered the Javvy protein coffee is I've been looking at ways of getting more protein in my diet. I'm attempting to lose some weight and get healthier and lower my A1C and all that. And I have been seeing ads all over the place on social media for Javvy and Javvy coffee concentrate and also the Javvy protein coffee. And I saw an ad Wednesday or Thursday last week that made me just absolutely pull the trigger. As you know, it is almost fall season here. Fall equinox is on September 22nd, but a lot of places now are releasing all their pumpkin spice and all their fall flavors. And I'm a really, really big pumpkin spice flavor person. I like pumpkin spice coffee, teas, cookies, breads, all that stuff. So when I saw the Facebook advertisement from Javvy Coffee for their pumpkin pie flavor of protein coffee, I decided that the offer that they were having to get the pumpkin pie flavor for free if you purchase 2 other bags of protein coffee, I kind of decided to pull the trigger and place my order. So I placed my order sometime around Thursday, Friday last week, and it shipped on Friday or Saturday morning, and I received it on Labor Day, September 1st on Monday. And really excited because I also got 3 free gifts with my order. One of the first things I got was the Better Coffee Club recipe booklet. If you haven't received a new recipe booklet in a while, but you have the older one, this one has all kinds of recipes for protein powder, the protein coffee. So there's all kinds of recipes in here for protein coffee if you haven't received some of the newer books yet. Actually, I think the whole book might be, nope, it's the back part also has recipes for the coffee concentrate as well, but the whole front of the book is for their protein coffees and different recipes and desserts and stuff that you can use the protein coffee for. Really looking forward to exploring some of the options for the protein coffee. Some of the ones that caught my eye are like the peanut butter protein bars and some of the other things that they have in here. S'more shakes, they have shakes in here, iced coffee flavors, different things you can try for your using your protein shakes or your protein coffees. Really looking forward to trying that. I had thought about getting some of the coffee concentrate, but I haven't quite yet pulled that trigger. But anyway, also along with the booklet, I also got some really neat stickers to put in my planner. So this will be kind of neat. I can actually mark when I receive my first Javvy order. I really like the stickers. I'm really kind of glad to do that because I am a planner and I do have a planner that I can put that in. So really excited for that that free thing. I also got the Javvy tumbler. This is a clear plastic tumbler. It's a double-walled tumbler. You can see that. I'm not sure if the lines on the inside are measurement lines because there's no indication on there that there's measurement on here. So I do have it washed because I'm going to use it for part of the thing tonight, and it has their logo, Better Coffee Made Easy, and it comes with this nice little lid that has a zipper top that you can close to keep your drink cool. There's also room for a straw. You can see the room for the straw that goes right in there, and it just kind of slides on, and then you can mix your drink in here. And so we will be trying that. And the third and final gift that I got was the Javvy frother. So I opened this up last night to take a look at it because I needed to see if it takes batteries. I have not yet washed it, so I'm going to take a little bit after I show this to you and wash it before I continue with the video. But I do plan on using this tonight. So it has the Javvy logo on it right there. It does take AA or AAA batteries, rather. It has a little battery compartment here for batteries. And then it has this nice little carry case. So here is the frother, and you push the button on the top and it mixes your coffee. It has 2 coils at the bottom. And then apparently you can also replace or clean this. I'll have to, so that's to spin it. I think there's a way in the instructions on how to change it or remove it to clean it. Yeah, so there's instructions on here. It says install the whisk battery disposal. Description, important safeguards. To replace the frother head, grasp the connector by fingers to remove and install frother head. See figure. So it's supposed to, oh, okay. There's little things here that you're supposed to remove. There we go. So there's a little thing here, right there, that you're supposed to push in and remove. It goes in these little holes. So when you put it back on, so let me show you. So there's these little nubs like right there. So you push on that, and you push on it and pull the things out, and you can remove your frother head. And then to put it back on, or to put your new one back on, you just slide that back on just like that. I'm not sure where you would order frother heads like this. I don't know if you can get the replacement ones from Javvy or not, so if somebody knows, please let me know down below. But I do have to wash this, and it comes with the carry tube, so you can actually travel with it, and it just slides on and it turns to lock, and you have a nice little travel frother. So that was actually really exciting. So you have the Javvy electric milk frother. The picture on the box shows the 3 batteries going in lengthwise, but that is actually not the case with this frother, because when you open this up, inside the battery compartment is not long enough for them to go one on top of each other. The battery compartment has this little AAA battery cage that you put in there, and it's the channel in the frother is only big enough to fit this cage. It's not big enough to stack the batteries on top of each other. So there is that. I'm not entirely sure which way the cage goes, if I just put it in the right way, or if I have to flip it around when I put the batteries in it. But we will be testing that out after I wash it. I will put the batteries in and show you kind of how it works. So my goal with tonight's video is I have 3 flavors of the Javvy protein coffee to do. I have the French vanilla here in the blue bag. I have the iced cinnamon roll in the brown bag, and the pumpkin pie flavor in the tan bag. So I am intending to do 3 versions, or 3 taste tests using cold water, and then I'm going to heat a little bit of each of them up, because you can have the protein coffee heated up. You just have to make it cold first, because the protein powder that they use, it's whey protein. The protein powder in the flavors for the protein additive does not mix well in hot water. So you actually have to mix it in room temperature or cold water first, and then heat it up in the microwave, in a microwave safe mug or cup. So you can drink it hot. I have seen it. I've been watching videos on YouTube about the whole thing about heating it up and how to drink it. So I am going to be making them with water tonight, and I'm going to be testing them with water only first. And then I do have half and half here. It's just my Kroger half and half. And I'm also, if I need extra sugar, I'm also going to be using Splenda because that's just what we have on hand. So I will be doing that, and you will see it here tonight. So because I have 3 flavors, I'm also going to try 3 ways of making this. So the not so popular way to make this is just to put your water and your protein powder in the cup. Use 8 ounces of liquid. You can either use cold milk, half and half, or cold water. I'm going to do it with water first, and so I can try the flavors and see how strong and how I might like to make the coffees going forward. And so I will be doing probably the vanilla using just the stirring method. So I'll be using a straw to stir, and I'll be taste testing that way to see, so you can also see the difference between stirring, shaking, and also frothing. So the vanilla is going to be stirred, the cinnamon roll is going to be shaken, and the pumpkin pie one is going to be frothed. So that way we can kind of get an idea of the 3 different ways to mix it up and kind of give you an idea of what's better. I have an idea what I'm probably going to be ending up doing. I'm probably going to be leaning more towards frothing just based on my experience in some of the videos, but we will do the comparison so you can see it with me and you will get my honest opinion about the 3 flavors of protein coffee. So thank you for stopping by. I really look forward to sharing this with you. So let's go ahead and get on with the show, all right? I'm going to take a few minutes and get my frother cleaned, washed, and put back together, and then I will come back and show you putting the batteries in the frother and kind of testing the frother out. So I will be back. I'm back. So I have my frother cleaned and ready to go. So I'm going to put the frother head back on my frother, and I'm going to open this up and take out the little battery cage. This takes AAA batteries. There are arrows. So there's arrows on the side. I don't know if you can see that arrow there. There's an arrow right there. That tells you what direction to pop your cage into your frother. So you will put an arrow pointing down to put it back into your frother. And it does take 3 AAA batteries, and you basically match up on the top. There's a little positive symbol and negative symbol letting you know which way the nub on the battery needs to go. So I'm going to pop those in. So basically the spring here goes on the flat part of the battery, and then the nub goes in the top, and they just slide right in the battery compartment just like so. So you have your 3 batteries. You have 2 upside down and 1 right side up. And then that sits in your battery compartment just like so. And then you will put the top on the battery and screw it down. Maybe. It's kind of hard to do at this angle. There we go. And you screw it on tight, and then you can test it out. See? It works just fine. Great. So now we have that. Sorry, I got a little water splash on my shirt, which is what you're seeing. So the first thing that we're going to do, I have my my water. Let me look at the package first, but I do have water set to the side already for this. We're going to take a look and open the French Vanilla Javvy Protein Coffee. So the front of it says naturally derived, 0 grams of sugar, prebiotics, There is 10 grams of protein in the coffee, and it's instant iced coffee. So on the back, you have protein coffee. It says, experience the easiest, most delicious way to kickstart your day while reaching your health goals. With 10 grams of protein, prebiotics, and MCTs, Javvy Protein Coffee delivers a no-hassle, sugar-free blend of flavor and nutrition, free from unwanted additives, fillers, and stevia. There's no stevia in this, in case you are not using stevia. It's 100% real coffee, 0 grams of sugar, naturally derived prebiotics. And it tells you here how to make the perfect iced coffee. Step 1, fill your cup with 8 ounces of cold water and milk. Step 2, mix in 1 scoop of protein coffee, and you can either froth or shake it. So I am actually going to stir it for you, because I know they don't recommend stirring it, but I will stir it because I have 3 flavors to try. So we'll try it 3 ways. And then step 3 is add ice, then top with creamer, flavoring, or toppings if you should choose. I'm going to be taste testing these without adding anything to it, so I can see how strong the coffee taste is and how sweet it might be. I'm guessing there's no sugars. Well, there's a little bit of sugars. I'm guessing it comes from there's carbs. Excuse me, there's carbs in this, but there's no sugar. So for 1 scoop of powder, there are 20 servings in this. The bag is 12.8 ounces. So it's 12.8 ounces. There's 20 servings in here, and you get a scoop. I'm not sure how much the scoop is, but for each scoop, there is the nutritional information for you right there. So you can see it. There are 70 calories per scoop, 1.5 grams fat, 1 gram saturated fat, no trans fat, 35 milligrams cholesterol, 130 milligrams sodium, so it's fairly low in sodium. Total carbs is 4 grams. There's less than 1 gram of dietary fiber, 0 sugar, and 0 added sugar. There's 10 grams of protein per scoop, and you get 1 mcg of vitamin D, 60 milligrams of calcium, 1.1 mg of iron, and 150 milligrams of potassium. So you're getting potassium. The ingredients in the French vanilla includes whey protein concentrate, 100% Arabica instant coffee, natural flavors, medium chain triglycerides as GO, MCTP or MCT, purified acacia hydrolysate as sucra, pink Himalayan salt, and Reb M as Onosweet. Contains milk, contains 80 milligrams of natural caffeine, so it has 80 milligrams of caffeine in it. Product packed by weight, not volume. Natural settling may occur and cannot be avoided. Consult your physician before. If you are pregnant, running, have a medical condition, or are taking any medication, keep out of reach of children. They also have a QR code here that you can scan for recipes. And then they have their social media information down there as well. Javvy is distributed by Javvy Coffee Company in Summerville, South Carolina. Their website is javvycoffee.com, and you can contact them at support@javvycoffee.com. So there you have it. Some of these bags that it has a resealable Ziploc top. Some of these bags you're able to open these without ripping the top off, but these are sealed. I'm guessing so if they're open at any time, they won't stale so fast. So we actually have to rip this open. So you're getting my reaction, my very first reaction of opening the French vanilla. We're starting with French vanilla. And I can feel there is this scoop in here. I can feel the scoop right in here. So each bag has its own scoop. So that is really nice. Ooh, I'm getting the vanilla flavor. So the bags rip open really nice. They tear pretty cleanly. The Ziploc part is open. See, the Ziploc part is open. Okay, it smells It smells like vanilla. I can smell the vanilla in it. This is what it looks like inside the bag. So you can definitely see the coffee granules. You can see probably the other protein powder granules. It smells really nice. All right, now I'm gonna have to dig out the scoop. I'm gonna push the scoop upwards and let the rest of the coffee fall down around the scoop, so I can scoop out the scoop. All right. So we have the scoop. Oof, come on. Now I gotta get powder everywhere. Powder feels really nice. It's a very fine powder. So the powder is quite fine. All right, there was a lot of powder, protein powder or coffee powder in there. So this is the scoop. I don't see anywhere. There is a scoop line. It doesn't say where to scoop it, if you're supposed to scoop it to the line, because there is a line. You can see the line on the cup right there. I'm not sure if you're supposed to scoop it to the line or to the top. It doesn't really specify. So a lot of powder's hanging out. So we will actually, I'm gonna go ahead and, since I've opened it up, I'm gonna go ahead and pour my 8 ounces of water. I have it measured out here. So this is my 8 ounces of water. This is going to be the stir. So we have the 8 ounces of water. Might not be enough room in this glass for this. Oh my goodness. So 8 ounces of water. And we're going to go ahead and scoop some powder in here. So I'm assuming that we only really scoop to the line. I'm going to just assume that we only scoop to about where the line is. That's about where the line is. So we're going to put this in our water. And you can see it already settling and it's starting to work its way into dissolving. And this is going to be our stir test. Oh, and I just spilled some. That was not good. Just spilled some. So bear with me just a minute while I clean up a little bit. So go ahead and pack this back up. So the Ziploc actually locks or closes really well. It's easy to close. I'm gonna make sure that I get it closed really well, so it stays just as fresh as when I opened it. So we have it nice and closed. All right, so let me get this in there. I'm trying to get as much of the protein powder as I can. Let me wipe the bottom of this off so you can see where it spilled just a little bit. And you can see that it's still kind of floating at the top. It hasn't really settled in. So we're gonna stick my straw in and you can see it mixing up. Try and get some of the stuff on the sides mixed in really well. Now, I don't know if you make it this way all the time, if you can put the, if you're just going to stir it to mix it, I don't know if you can mix it by just putting the powder in first and then slowly pouring your cold beverage liquid on top, or not, to get it to maybe dissolve a little better. But it is making a nice little, you can see the nice little foaming action on top. But I'm gonna try and get this, get a lot of the extras, the extra bits down. You can see there's some extra little bits like right there. It seems to have mixed pretty well. And this is what the mix looks like. It doesn't look too bad, actually. So let me go ahead and taste this for you. This is the vanilla, the French vanilla. Okay, it's not too bad. It has a decent enough coffee taste. It's not super sweet. I'd put a little more sweetener in it to make it a little better. But stirring it, actually, it's not a bad texture. It's not really gritty. It's actually fairly smooth, all things considered. This is my first kind of protein powder type of drink. I just pulled it needs a little sweetener. While we're here, let me go ahead and add just a little bit of sweetener to it. I have some Splenda in a baggie that I'm just gonna use a spoon a little bit, because I don't think it needs a whole lot, but I am gonna add like half a spoon of Splenda to it, and we'll try it sweetened up. So I don't know that I would drink it. I don't know that I would drink it on its own. I'm probably have to add at least a little sweetener, whether that be coffee syrup or a little Splenda. I'm going to add it with a little bit of sweetener, not a lot. And this is all I'm adding right now is the sweetener. Okay, that's better. A little bit of sweetener to make it a little more sweet. That's actually really good. Nice vanilla flavor. You can definitely taste the French vanilla in it. Nice flavor. Yeah. So we have the French vanilla made this way with a little bit of sweetener. Okay. Before I add the ice though, I am going to take a hot mug. So I have a little Christmas mug here. We're gonna go ahead and pour some of this into the mug and give it a try. Hot. All right. So you can see I've poured some into the mug. I'm gonna go ahead and warm it up for a little bit. You can see in the top there are some chunks. I don't know, you can see some of the chunks there. It's not really, it doesn't look like it's super chunky, but I am going to warm it up just to see how it tastes. If you have the mug full, you probably want to put it in for about a minute to see how hot it is. This is probably only going to take me 30 minutes, so I'll be right back. Sorry, I meant to say 30 seconds. It's going to take me about 30 seconds, maybe a minute, so I'll be right back. Okay, because my water's been sitting out, I actually have some ice. I'm going to try the ice while the bit that I put in the mug is heated up. You hear the microwave? So let me try this and see how it is a little colder. I will be having to add sweetener, as I said, to this. Okay, that's really good. I like that. Yeah, I do like that. It's really nice. So they do say, the videos that I've watched where they've heated it up, they do say that the reason why you heat it up is because if you try and heat or try and use hot water or hot milk to mix it before you get the protein powder dissolved, the coffee powder, because it doesn't mix well with hot, you'll get more clumps and it just won't make the coffee the right texture. So I heated this up and we shall taste test it. Oh, that's nice. It's nice heated up. Yeah, I can do that. That's going to be nice. You can see the bottom. It's not leaving much of a film. That's really nice. That's super nice hot. So yay for that. Okay, so I really like the French vanilla. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of put this off to the side, let this cool a little bit, and we will get to try the next flavor. So I will be right back. All right, so now we're back, and the next flavor that we are going to try is the iced cinnamon roll. So again, it has the same information on the bag, the same welcome. How to make the perfect iced coffee. Steps 1, fill your cup with 8 ounces of cold water and milk. Add 1 scoop of protein coffee and froth or shake well before adding ice. Okay, so the French vanilla was definitely a little better colder. And it was also really good hot, but the trick is you have to make it cold and then heat it up in a mug if you're going to drink it hot. It tasted good both ways. It has a really good, actually stirring it actually has a really good, it has a really good texture. I didn't notice any graininess. It was quite smooth. So anyway, we are moving on to the iced cinnamon roll, and I will be using the Javvy tumbler because I will be shaking this up to see A, how the tumbler handles shaking, and B, just to see what the difference in the texture is. So here we go. It says to add your liquid, and in the Javvy cup, I made the mistake of trying to twist it. I couldn't figure out why it twists. It just basically lifts off. The top just lifts off. So we have the 8 ounces of water. Again. And again, I'm doing this with no creamer. So the 8 ounces of water goes to 2 lines above, almost to 2 lines above the Javvy logo in the tumbler. So you can see there's the first line above the Javvy logo, and then there's the second line. So it's almost to the second line of the Javvy logo. That is about 8 ounces. And again, this one you have to tear the top off. It tears really easy, and it's open. So this is what it looks like on the inside. Again, it looks very much the same as the iced cinnamon roll. Smells a little different. So this one has whey protein concentrate, 100% Arabica, instant coffee, medium chain triglycerides as Go MCT, purified acacia hydrolysate as sucra, natural flavors, pink Himalayan salt, and Reb MB. It doesn't say what was added to make this flavored. I was looking to see if it says what flavorings might have been added. I don't know. No added sugar, no artificial sweeteners, prebiotics, and MCTs. So if anybody knows maybe what flavorings they might have added to this to make it cinnamon roll, that would be great. This one has, so here's the nutritionals for it. So this one has 70 calories per 1 scoop. There's 20 servings in this. The serving bag is 12.8 ounces, so it's the same weight. Total fat 1.5 grams, saturated fat 1 gram, trans fat 0, 40 milligrams cholesterol, 90 milligrams of sodium. So this has less sodium in it than the French vanilla. The French vanilla had 130 milligrams of sodium. Total carbs 4 grams, dietary fiber less than 1 gram, total sugar less than 1 gram, includes 0 added sugar, 10 grams of protein, vitamin D 0.1 mcgs, calcium 60 milligrams, iron 0.1 milligrams, potassium 150 milligrams of potassium. Okay, so I have to find the scoop. There's the scoop. The scoop was kind of right near the top. And again, this scoop is a little shorter. There is no marking line. This is a shorter scoop, so I'm going to fill it right to the top. It doesn't say to make it a rounded scoop. So anyway, we have the scoop of powder. So it's a full scoop. There is no marking or measuring line. So we are using the full scoop here. And we will close this up. Make sure I get it closed. Yep, it is closed, ready to go. Right, so we are going to shake it. So I'm going to put the top on the Javvy protein cup, Make sure that the top part here is closed. And let's give this a shake. I'm going to shake this over the sink. So shaking this in the tumbler, you see it leaks a little bit through the top. It's not a great seal to shake it in here. So if you have a shaker that you use for other things, I would probably recommend using that. Otherwise, you might have a little bit of a mess. Yep, a little bit of a mess shaking it. Okay, so this gives you a little bit more frothing. As you can see, there's some powder kind of at the top. I'm not seeing a whole lot of mix. It looks like everything's mixed in pretty well. I'm not seeing a whole lot of powder chunks. Let me go ahead and wipe this off because it did leak a little bit. So you can see that it did leak a little bit as I was shaking it. Get that back in there. All right. I'm gonna put the lift the lid off of it. I don't know that I wanna. Okay, so we're gonna lift the lid off. All right. I'm gonna put that in the sink. All right, and now we have the cinnamon roll, iced cinnamon roll. Okay, it kind of smells really nice, like iced cinnamon roll. All right, we're gonna give it a taste test. It's mostly mixed through. You can kind of see that maybe. Mostly mixed through compared to the iced, the French vanilla. It has a little darker color than the French vanilla does. Okay, so this is kind of with sort of slightly colder than room temperature water. We'll give it a taste test. All right, here we go. Okay, I do taste the cinnamon roll. I taste the cinnamon in it. Yeah, it's pretty good. It does need sweetened. The foam, it created more foam. The foam being shaken is a little grainy. So the foam is a little grainy on this. The liquid itself is kind of grainy. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the cinnamon roll flavor, but the cinnamon roll is a little more grainy than the French vanilla. It's not bad though. Okay. I'm gonna do the same and add half a spoon of Splenda. So we have half a spoon of Splenda. It might look like it's more, but it's not. So we put that in there. Need a spoon. Oh, I should shake it, because that's what I did with it to mix. So we're gonna shake it up. I got the Splenda in there. It might take a little bit more to get the smooth texture, but the French vanilla was a little more smooth than this. This one has a little bit of a grainy texture. Okay. And I'm making a mess. All right, so we added the Splenda. It tastes better. It tastes better cold. I can definitely taste the difference. I can taste a little bit of the cinnamon in it. I don't necessarily know that I would call it cinnamon roll, but it's pretty good. So I'm gonna rinse out my cup and we're gonna try it hot. Okay, so again, in order to make your protein coffee hot, they recommend you make it cold first or using room temperature liquid, And then that way you can dissolve the protein powder and then put it into a microwave safe mug and microwave it to make it hot. Now the tumbler, I will tell you, the tumbler is not microwave safe, but it is top rack dishwasher safe. So you can put this in the dishwasher. You just can't microwave in your Javvy 2-wall tumbler. So we are going to put about that much in. I did see some protein chunks kind of floating around in there, or some powdery chunks. So we shall give it a shot and see. I'll be right back. Okay, while that is going on, we shall do the ice taste test with this. That's really nice. I like that. I like that a lot. That'll make a really nice iced coffee. So that is really great. All right. So we have the cinnamon roll, coffee hot. Oh, that's nice. I like it like that. And it doesn't really need any creamer, but I am going to actually add a little bit of half and half to the coffee to see what it's like. So I'm going to add just a touch of creamer. This is half and half. So I'm going to add a touch of half and half just to see what it's like. And it does lighten it up. Look, it lightened it up quite a lot. This is with a little bit of creamer in it. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. So creamer, hot, a little bit of creamer. And it also smoothed it out a little bit. For some reason, the cinnamon roll seems to be a little more grainy. It's not terribly grainy, but I noticed that. So we will be right back with the last flavor. All right, so I'm back. We have our 8 ounces of water in the glass again, and the last flavor that we have to try is the Javvy Protein Coffee Pumpkin Pie. Now I will say, after sitting in the cup, you can see the cinnamon roll has a little more stuff at the top than the French vanilla here. Once I get all 3 of them done, I'm going to add creamer to both of these and give them a 3rd shot, like a 3rd taste. But anyway, this one has the exact same ingredients as the other two, 80 milligrams of natural caffeine and milk, 70 calories, total fat 1.5 grams, saturated fat 1 gram, trans fat 0, cholesterol 40 milligrams, sodium 90 milligrams. So this one also has less sodium in it than the French vanilla. Total carbs 4 grams, dietary fiber less than 1 gram, total sugar less than 1 gram, includes 0 gram added sugar, 10 grams of protein, vitamin D 0.1 mcgs, calcium 60 milligrams, iron 0.1 milligram, and potassium 150 milligrams potassium. But it has all the same information. It also tells you how to make the perfect thing. And for this one, we are going to use the frother so we can see. No artificial sweeteners, no added sugar, prebiotics. And I'm gonna, before I open it, I'm gonna get the scooper is right there. So we shall open this. Let me put this over here so it's out of the way. So we are gonna open this. All right, so this is what it looks like on the inside. I haven't smelled it yet. You can see the scooper. So again, this one has 12.8 ounces, 364 grams, and there's 20 servings in this container. Yeah, it smells. It smells like pie. It smells potentially sweeter. This scooper is a lot like the one in the cinnamon roll. It doesn't have the mark line on it, the measuring line. So I will be filling the powder up to the top. There might be a tiny little line way at the top, but I'm going to fill this up. At the top. So you see there is the powder. And this is what it looks like in the cup. Okay. Drop that back in there. So you can see it's starting to dissolve already. Kind of looks a little bit like pumpkin pie almost. It smells a little bit like pumpkin pie too. So we are going to close up our bag, make sure it gets super nice and tightly closed. So sorry about that kind of longer pause. You probably didn't notice that I paused for about 5 minutes or so. My husband came upstairs to feed the cats their late night snack. So you might hear their little slurpees down below. But anyway, the pumpkin pie powder has been sitting at the top of my cup. You can see it started to dissolve, but not really. So we're going to use the frother. The best thing to do is to stick the frother down into the liquid before you press the button to turn it on. Whoop. And I'm making a mess. Look at that. We're going to do this over the sink. Making a mess. All right. We just made a mess. Okay. So you see the frother gives it a nice level of foam at the top. I'm assuming that if you froth it more, you will get more. I'm actually gonna see if I can get some of that mixed in a little bit better. So if you're frothing your beverage, make sure that you have a deep enough container to froth in, because it will make a mess. Yes, it will. Look at all I'm wiping up. It will make a mess. And I'll have to clean up the floor after I'm done with this video. All right, so you can see the frother actually makes a really nice foam at the top. So we'll see. Here is the shaken. So you can kind of see the difference a little bit. Shaken and stirred. The stirred's been sitting for a little bit. It's gotten kind of cold now. This has been sitting for a little bit. Yeah, the cinnamon roll is pretty good. All right, so now we're gonna try the pumpkin pie. My hands are kind of sticky now because this one was quite a bit messy. Ooh, ooh, that pumpkin is nice. That's really nice. Yeah. Oh. Boy, the after effect, you really get the pie flavor. It's definitely pumpkin pie. It's not necessarily pumpkin spice. It definitely hits pumpkin pie. That's really good. I like that. So far, I think the pumpkin pie, cold or like this, is my favorite of the three, followed by the French vanilla, and closely in third by the cinnamon roll. I think I like the French vanilla better than the cinnamon roll. They're all really good. The pumpkin pie is probably my favorite. And that was without a little bit of Splenda. So, let me find, here's my Splenda. I'm gonna go ahead and put in a half spoon of Splenda, and we'll go ahead and froth it back up. Stepping all over this china tomato mix, and I just about dropped my frother too. That could have been bad. Yeah, you definitely want to froth this in a glass deep enough to froth it, because otherwise you're going to be making a big old mess. I'm going to have to wipe this up really well and wipe the floor up really well. All right, so now we're going to taste it with a little bit of Splenda. Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's it. That pumpkin pie is really good with a little sweetener. I will probably not need this with creamer. I could drink it just like that. That is really good. I like that one a whole lot. Really good. So I am going to put some in my mug and give it a shot hot. All right, so we have it in the mug. I'm gonna put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds and heat it up and try it hot. I will be right back. All right, so we have the pumpkin pie Javvy protein coffee heated up. And so we shall try it. This is just with the Splenda. This has no creamer in it. That is really good. That is definitely the this one goes good either cold or hot. I think I actually like this one better hot. That's really good without creamer. Definitely without creamer and without half and half in it. Definitely. I am going to put a little bit of creamer in it just to see. That is yummy. That is really yummy. I'm going to put just a touch of creamer in it and give it a shot. I'm not going to froth it. A little bit of creamer. Use a spoon. Stir it up. That's really smooth. That is smooth just like the vanilla was. The iced cinnamon roll has a little bit of a grit to it. It's not terrible, but you can definitely sense the grit. All right. It has a better coffee flavor without the creamer. The creamer makes it a little thicker, or not thicker, but it gives it a little more rich flavor. But I think I can actually drink this one without creamer, definitely. So this is really good without creamer. We're gonna actually try them cold with a little bit of creamer because I have all three of them. Oh, I forgot to do the iced. Add a little bit of ice to this. Again, this is the pumpkin pie. Get it a little colder. See how it is really cold. Oh yeah, that's really good. That's super good. All right, so there you have it. We have the pumpkin pie froth. I think frothing is the way to go. You have the iced cinnamon rolls shaken. The iced cinnamon roll is not bad. Has a pretty good, a better flavor now that it's been sitting. And then you have the French vanilla stirred. Now that it's had a chance to sit, I actually think I do like the cinnamon roll a little bit better. Yeah, I can taste the cinnamon in it. I think the cinnamon roll is slightly edged out the French vanilla after sitting a little bit. But the pumpkin pie is yummy. The pumpkin pie has the best flavor out of all three of them. Doesn't need cream. So I will be right back with a wrap up. All right, so I am going to try them with a little bit of creamer. I'm just going to use this same spoon. Whoops, let me rinse it first because I did. There we go. All right, so we're going to use a little bit of, we're going to do the pumpkin first, cold, with a spoonful of creamer in it. So just a regular teaspoon, a table teaspoon. So you can see I'm going in to add just a teaspoon and what's left. Oh, yeah, that was the pumpkin. And we have the teaspoon in the shaken cinnamon roll. Yeah, definitely cinnamon roll. Pumpkin's winning, hands down though. I can't believe I just did that. All right, and now we will do the French vanilla. So we have the French vanilla. Okay. So I like the French vanilla with a little bit of creamer and some Splenda in it. The cinnamon roll with a little bit of creamer. That's the pumpkin. Here's a cinnamon roll with a little bit of creamer. And the pumpkin I can take either way, creamer or no creamer. That's good. The pumpkin wins, hands down. So I like the pumpkin. Then cinnamon roll and French vanilla are pretty close, but I think the cinnamon roll is just starting to edge out the French vanilla just slightly. But the pumpkin is really good. The pumpkin is my favorite. So there you have it. We have the Javvy protein coffees taste testing. So thank you very much. I'm going to be looking forward to finishing off my protein coffees in the next couple of months and just enjoying my iced protein coffee. So thank you very much for going on this journey with me, and we'll see you very soon. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.